guys, it's Sakuems. Welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, hello, my name is Emily. I'm a French artist and YouTuber. In this week's video, I have decided to do a tutorial and I'm going to share with you one of my best technique to draw braids. This is very easy, very simple, and you can do any kind of braids, and I hope that you will find it interesting. So basically I will show you the technique, the base technique with little sketches, and then I will show you a process on how I did this braid. So yeah, hope you will enjoy this video, and if you want to know how to draw braids very easily and very fast, then keep on watching. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is, first of all, this is just one way of doing braids. So there's like countless of tutorials online, but I just, every time I look at those, and I haven't really actually followed a tutorial myself. I've just developed this technique as I was working with like drawing hairs, and I just really wanted to share this with you because they seem very tricky and weird looking and hard to draw, but once you get the basic way of doing and drawing them, trust me, this is going to be super easy and you will be able to do braids. This is just a few things that I tried myself so I can see if I can actually make the same technique in different shapes, different sizes, different angles and everything, and it actually works pretty well for pretty much everything. So this is one I'm going to do as an actual tutorial for a finished kind of braid. But I use the same technique that I'm going to show you, but first, before I actually do just a time-lapse version of me drawing a braid, I figured it would be interesting to show the process, because there's just a couple steps you need to do just to practice before going into that. So that's what I'm going to show right now, and this is a real-time clip because I think it's just the best way to show that is just do it. Just do it. So the first thing you're going to try before doing the actual braids is just figure out the shapes and how it's flowing. And what I usually do for that is I trace a line, helping a lot at first, especially if you don't know the technique that I'm going to show you. This is how I get into the flow of things. So I have usually a line, and that is my middle part of the braid. And you can do it straight, you can do it like a slightly angled one, a curvy one, that's up to you. So what I'm going to do is just maybe just do a couple ones. I'm gonna do with a kind of curvy one, I'm gonna go with a straight short one, and maybe like a very wavy, I suppose. So that's my middle part. But technically, when you do a braid, there's no middle part. It's like a zigzag thing. But this is going to help you out a lot for the technique I'm going to show you. This is so fast that I can't really pinpoint how you do it. So what I usually do is I have my middle part, and I'm going to just do like a random strand in the beginning. You're just going to do a lemon shape kind of way. And then on the other side, you do exactly the same thing, but you come above it, like so. Like it's an S shape. I would like to say it's like an S shape. Once you have that, you can connect the other side, and you repeat that as you go. So how I'm going to try to do it in a faster way. It's almost like I'm doing S shape a little. Yeah, it's like a lemon or S. You can see this shape that I'm going, and I'm connecting everything, and I try to taper them down as I go. So it's kind of weird in the beginning because I thought about it too much instead of just going with the flow. But you can see the actual gesture, like the flow, the motion that I'm doing is, yeah, it's like an S. Can I just maybe use like a pencil, like a color pencil, so you can actually see that shape I'm talking about? It's this shape. And pink. That is the shape you want to have. And on the other side is exactly the same. I'm going to do it like this here. It's an S. That's just how you do braids. This is so simple, you guys. Don't even think about it's a third trend type of hairstyle, because you're going to have to find like, where is this trend going and when does it go outside and everything. This is way too complicated. This is a two-strand type of piece. When you draw them, it's so much easier. This is my line. it's just like a guideline. You don't actually need that because the line you're going to have to create is this zigzag. We'll show you how you can connect them with like the actual roots of the hair. It's just like a random, just like do random little strands like this. Nothing really special here. And this is the S thing I'm talking about. It's like, yeah, it's like an S. I don't know how to describe it besides just an S shape. That's it. This is so easy, you guys. And I'm sharing my secret because everyone's like, how do you do braids? This is so easy, you guys. Let's just do this like very thick and long one and very wavy. You can try to do it thicker at first. It's exactly the same. It's like, I don't know, I suppose when you don't know how to do it, it's important to still find a way to make it bouncy. But the general idea is exactly the same. It's just that when it's turning, you just go sideways and you turn it too, and you just do this S thing again. And it's also nice to make it a tiny bit smaller because that's just how hair is. It's very fine, and that's it. You have a braid. This is so nice. I'm so happy. Actually, it looks nice. You probably think, yeah, but they always look the same. Yeah, you can try to do things differently. This is a basic technique. You can do it a bit messier. You can do also, what is it called, like fishtail kind of braid. Now what I'm going to show you is, you don't want to have this metal line. It looks kind of odd, and I don't have that in my my other like actual sketch right here. It looks kind of, it looks like a braid, but you don't have this straight line. I have it tapered and angled slightly, and you can see that S shape I'm talking about is everywhere. It's right here, it's right here, and on the other, let's just use some blue. This is exactly the same. I have it here and here. It's like an S. You basically have this outer edge, and then you connect with the inner edge of the other strand. This is how I can describe it. Yeah, that's basically it. So that is the basic technique. Now what I'm going to do is try to create an actual artwork, like the same way I did this, the preview picture, and show you the process. So let's just get started. So the first thing that I've done basically was my guideline. As I said, I wanted to very emphasize that it's just a guideline, because if you keep it in your finished drawing, it's going to look kind of stiff, and you will just do that if you were doing a fishtail braid. For regular braids, this is not supposed to be shown. So I have done my guideline with a little bit of a wave, and this way I can also show you how I tapered my the strands of the hair. So it's thicker at the beginning. It's almost like a single very thick braid from the back view of a hair, like of someone basically, and then I have done this S shape like all around it and tried to make it smaller in the end and follow this guideline. The second that I've done basically is trying to recreate this zigzag kind of line. It's almost like every S shape is slightly off-centered, and with the guideline and the basically how you build the technique and how just it's showing itself. Yeah, it's just, I don't know, I can explain that. I'm pretty sure if you try it, you will see that line just making itself, because I think it's a combo of the actual guideline plus the S-shape little form thing you will do next to it that will ultimately create the zigzag line. So I do that and I overlay that. That way I kind of hide my guideline, and then I'm trying to shape the hair to help the braid not being too stiff and too regular and like very fake like, I suppose. Parts of it are just a little bit thicker, parts of it have some hair strands just showing, coming on top or being slightly off, looser strand. I also try to define parts of it, almost like creating thickness. And what else can I do when I actually shape braids? Yeah, I suppose it's just about that. It's just trying to get the illusion of thickness and also just defining the flow of the hair while maintaining the structure. This is just the best way to explain, and I hope it makes sense with the video, because this is kind of hard to to explain. But that is how I do this technique for a messy type of hair, like hair braids. But it's pretty much the same technique for any type of braids. If you want to have another kind of video where I show different kind of hairstyles involving braids and using that technique, just tell me in the comment section. I can do that for future videos. And here what I'm doing, I have been using a pink pencil just on top to show you where the S shape like form is. You can find it everywhere on the braid. This is the key point, I suppose, for this technique. Then what I did after just doing the basic sketch, I've used my Colorase brown pencil. I then switched just to a copic marker because I wanted to show you how I shade braids because of the thickness of the hair and how it's built just toward the center. The middle line is where it's supposed to be darker. No matter really the shading, this is going to be where you have your dark spot. And then every little bulb, I guess, popping out of that has a more of a focal highlight point in the center, and then it also gets a tiny darker because this is pretty much shading from a front type of view, I suppose, and that's how you create dimension. And then I've used just a pencil just to get a bit of a shading to it, and I also added some white lighter highlights just to create the illusion that some hairs are just popping out of the center and not every single hair strand is tight into it, just creating dimension. That is a hair coloring style, a coloring technique. It's not actually a drawing technique, so I can do a separate video for that, but it just shows how it's basically made. And I've only spent 6 minutes doing that. It's a real-time clip, you guys. This is a super fast technique, and you can get interesting and very great results. Just after a few times practicing it, I've been trying this, working with this technique for years, so of course maybe the first time you will do it, it's going to be kind of hard maybe to master, but it takes a bit of time. But I can assure you that once you know how it works, you will get results and it will kind of look nice. So yeah, that's basically it for the actual tutorial. And the lesson that I've done, basically I've used a darker pencil just to really emphasize the shapes, and you can totally see that my middle guideline is completely gone, and then I'm just shading it a tiny bit more just to define overall the shape of the braid, but that's about it. So that is basically how I draw braids, and I really wanted to share this technique with you because I think it's very interesting and very simple and very fun to do, and I'm pretty sure you will succeed if you practice. Now, it is a little bit of an advanced technique. I'm sure if you don't know actually at all how to draw hair, try to look that up on YouTube at first, and maybe just try also another tutorial to see what is the technique you prefer yourself. I really like this technique. You can do any type of braids. You can really have fun with it. This is more of a defined, very straight braid. This is more of a messier, sketchier one, but I've used the exact same technique. So keep in mind, like I said, try to have a guideline, follow that guideline, try to find this S shape, and then once you know the basic ways of doing this technique, you can have a lot of fun trying to, break free from it and erase your construction lines, and you will find it very helpful, I'm sure. Anyway, that is basically for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, then don't forget to like it and also to share it. And if you want to have more tutorials from me, then post a comment below, tell me what you'd like to see, because I would love to make more, especially drawing tutorials. I have a lot of different techniques that can help you out, and would love to make more. And yeah, if you want to see more of my content, then don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell icon so you don't miss any videos I post every Saturday. And lastly, what I wanted to quickly say is that I have now available in my Etsy store some bookmarks. I have been finding a way to make them again because I really enjoyed that. If you would like to see, I will have the link in the eye corner and of course at the end of my videos. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next week, guys. Bye bye!